Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Grounded. This is episode 16. Last time we managed to do the whole Black Anthill Lab and defeat the Assistant Manager. So now we are going to be heading into the Sandbox, aka the desert. But before we do that, there's two things I want to do. We have to turn in the chip to Burgle for the Black Anthill, but I also want to do a quick dive down to the pond lab again to get that key that I couldn't find last time we looked for it, as well as find out what we get from that little side base that needed the Assistant Manager Keycard, which we got from the Assistant Manager. Something I've noticed since the last episode I recorded is they seem to have patched in a depth of field focusing thing, so you'll see, like, if I look at the castle... No, maybe not. Turn around here. You see how along the edge of the rock there it kind of looks like shit? Because I don't have post-processing set to epic. But if we look past it, you can see it goes into focus, goes out of focus. So I think that's new because otherwise I just wasn't noticing that. But yeah, you can focus on things now, which I guess is supposed to make the depth of field look better. And it does look a little better. Like when it's like this, the distance stuff looks fine. But there's this kind of smeary edge to the depth of field if you're not playing it with epic. And I did turn up the texture quality, though, because, you know, you can't do that in-game. You either have to set everything to epic or nothing. But in the config, you can set texture to quality to 3, which is the epic equivalent, and it does look a little better. Now, I'm noticing a little bit of extra detail and stuff like the wood on the crossbow. So I think we're going to keep that, because it shouldn't cause any performance issues. Okay. So if we're going down into the water, I'm going to put on that, and the slime lantern, I guess, because we don't need a crossbow underwater. So yeah, we're going to go down there, we're going to grab that key, and then use the key to open the chest to get the blueprint so we can turn that into Burgle as well. Now let's see if I can remember where the lab is. We don't have to go all the way around, we can just go through the main building itself. Shouldn't be hard to find because it's pretty big. Is that it? Nope. I think it's more this way. The problem is our little camp there is closer to the hole than it is to the actual pond lab. You know, the depth. Yeah, that's it over there. So we'll check that lab out on the way out. Find out what's behind that door. I'm pretty sure it's not anything good, but it'll probably be like a milk molar or something. Nothing too important. Alright. And while we're here, I'm going to harvest another set of the mussel sprouts, because there's another 30 of them here. And I've been making a bunch of beefy smoothies to heal us. You can see we have 14 of them right now. I just wish there was a faster way to harvest these, like an auto harvester. Alright. There's another 30. Now we go out the airlock. So yeah, this is just kind of tucked away in a little hole that I wasn't sure of. And I'm still not 100% sure of, honestly, but pretty sure it's down here. It's like right next to the base of one of these light pillars. There's like just an itsy-bitsy little hole in the ground. Get the one over here. Yeah, right back here. So it's not really surprising that I missed it. And this area is full of diving bell spiders. Or at least it was. Ow. They also seem really small. But they still have the same health as the other ones. I think this one is stuck in the wall. I mean, at least by killing them, we don't have to worry about our air. Okay. There's also an air bubble in here. We don't actually need to fight all of them. I think we could probably just get the key and run at this point. If I can find it. Shouldn't be that hard. It's not exactly small. It's the same size as the Minotaur key. There it is. The Mossy Key. I have to remember that we're not wearing, like, real armor right now. So I can't just keep taking those hits. And then the Mossy Key goes to the chest that we saw when we first got here. Out by the entrance to the lab. Which we should have enough air to grab and then leave. And our radar is telling us there is a milk molar in here. Mega milk molar. And the sunken outpost Burgle chip. So that's another one we can turn into Burgle. I think that one gives us a weapon. I'm not sure which one. It might be the Salt Morning Star, which is a salty element weapon. Pretty good. Though it does generic damage, I think, otherwise. I don't really want to make a lot of elemental weapons out of our regular weapons by, quote, enchanting them. Because then we'll usually end up having to make a second copy of that weapon that isn't enchanted for the enemies that are weak to the main damage type, but resistant to the element we put on it.
I spy.
It's nice that they have these helpful little signs to navigate the labs for the important areas. Alright, now we just head back to the surface. And that lab is right here. So, we're getting very close to the end of the stuff that I'm familiar with. Once we get up into that first section of the upper yard, that's kind of the limit of my knowledge of what's in the game. Alright, what do we got in here? We got some marble. We got a button. I don't know what that opened. It opened a door somewhere. It looks like somewhere not underwater. Oh, there's a chest in here too. With a left elf charm. Invincible shielding. Okay, so this is our first trinket. Which is something that goes in the dandelion tuft spot. But of course, then we lose the ability to glide. Well, somewhere we're going to find a door that's already unlocked. No idea if it's somewhere we've already been. We haven't really seen a lot of doors that we haven't been able to open. So it might be somewhere in the upper yard. Oh, another thing I did between episodes is I managed to get some charcoal. I wanted to test out basically how long our cool defense would protect us from sizzle. And the answer is not very long, but it turns out it does protect you from the damage you take a little bit. So I kind of just sprinted up to one of the pieces of coal and kept hitting it with a hammer and then running away. So I have enough to make an oven, which we're going to do when we get back to the base. And then we can start making, hopefully, the better upgrade materials, which we should be able to buy from Burgle once we turn in this chip. And then we can also make a variety of other things, including mushroom bricks, which I'm going to use to renovate my house. I think I'm actually going to do a bonus video of renovating. That way, you know, if you want to just stick to the main gameplay and story stuff, you can skip over that. But if you want to just see the chill building stage, you can see that too. Because I'll essentially need to tear down most of my existing house and replace it. Burgle, how do you blow on that? It sounds like he has a vacuum behind that mustache.
Hello there! Acting Science Manager Burgle at your service! How can I help you today?
Okay, we didn't have a dream yet. Found an auxiliary chip.
More chips! Thank you. Hand it over and let us see what I can remember. Much better. Check the ASL terminal. Eureka! The last one! You have found it!
Now what big revelation are you going to have?
It is finally time that we can complete the Embiggening Cocktail recipe. Hand over the super chip and we can get you home.
Burgle, you already put it in your head. You can't tell me to hand it over.
Processing. Of course, toenails. The tiny impractical spatulas at the end of human digits. Well, have fun collecting those. And the final ingredient is...
I have no idea where we're gonna find toenails. Is there gonna be like some stuck in a carpet somewhere?
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
It says here you need 1 human heart to complete the ritual.
No, no, no. This cannot be correct.
What's wrong, Burgle?
The last ingredient of the cocktail is marked as missing. I am not sure what to tell you. Dr. Wendell Tully purposefully wiped the last ingredient from my memory. My programming prohibits me from remembering the secret ingredient. Wendell never wanted it to fall into the wrong hands. He did not even trust me with it. The entire recipe is only in Wendell's noggin. And as I said, he has not been around for months.
Actually, when I first talked to you, you said he hadn't been around for weeks.
Sigh. Processing. 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 Chicken nuggets! Wendell's SCA.B! His SCA.B has tracking functionality built in. We should now be able to find out where he is with this information.
Didn't you already know that?
The extra memory you provided with the super chips is helping my processing.
Okay.
Sorry, I did not think to track Dr. Tully earlier.
Don't blame yourself, you're just a faulty robot.
Allow me to connect to his SCA.B via my handy, state-of-the-art radio modem to see what data I can pull from it.
I wonder if he's going to make classic modem connecting sounds.
Crackle, crackle, crackle,
Welcome to the 90s, baby.
I am connected to Dr. Tully's SCA.B. I will now start the download. Location, X5432, Y74356, Z19666. Error, SCA.B, prototype 0001A, power loss at circuit R23. Analyzing. Error code 324, sub-miniature axial lead resistor, ominent model OC93412, failure. Call 555-0126 for technical assistance. Thank you.
So, are we gonna have to go find it then? What now?
Minor setback. I know that location. The SCA.B is at Dr. Tully's favorite chair by the shed, of course. You should be able to find him there. And take this replacement fuse to repair whatever problem he is having with his SCA.B. He should be able to help you out with the Embiggening Cocktail and get you home in no time.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Dr. Tully is probably not in a state to help us.
Good luck. I believe in you. Fare thee well, brave adventurer.
So, the shed is part of the upper yard, which means we are going to have to go there next, but we're not done with the lower yard yet, so that'll be a little ways off. Okay, I have another Mega Milk Molar, so I'm going to increase resource stack size. We have a quest to find the Candy Conundrum. I don't know where the fuck that would be. But now we can make the Mighty Glob, which is the upgrade material you need. But only if you don't want to do elemental upgrade. And this will let us make brittle whetstones and brittle plating without having to find quartzite. You know, this is the renewable recipe.
I could really use some good grilling right about now.
So this is another mechanic that wasn't in the game before, but I think for anything over level 5, you need to use repair glue to fix it, which means you need a glue masher to grind stuff up into glue. You can see there's a bunch of different potential things you can use, but it does sound pretty annoying because it means we're going to have to constantly track down resources to make this glue to repair all our stuff. Now, the trade-off there is that the durability goes up after level 5 even more, so it shouldn't break as often. Gonna buy that. Gonna buy that. Did we get anything else new? What was the thing we found underwater? The mint mace. Okay. So, this is probably the strongest mint damage weapon, though it also does generic damage. So, that might be worth making, but it requires 2 mint globs, which is like 20 mint pieces, which we don't have, because I ate a bunch of them. Fin flops upgrade. We might need that, because I think there is actually more underwater areas in the upper yard. Lures, Sandbox, cookbook. The Quesadilla Antlion is something that we might actually want in order to get some more charcoal, as well as some other stuff out of that area, because it gives you more sizzle protection that stacks on top of your other sizzle protection. Piss off bugs with a variety of pungent bug part concoctions that waft through the yard. Okay, yeah, so this basically is for summoning a defense horde at your base, or wherever you want. Splat Burst, which is just a sticky brat burst. I'm not really sure what you need that for, unless you want to use them in combat. The pollen turret also seems like it would be kind of useless, because pollen is not easy to get in large amounts. You can pretty much only get it from bees.
What would Dr. Tully do?
And only if the bees have collected pollen recently, and you can see it on their legs. I will want to get some of these sign sets for when we're renovating, but at the moment I might want to just grab the upgrade stuff, because that stuff is important. We don't really need the mint mace right this second. This would actually be a really good weapon for killing the infected wolf spiders. But I'm not sure if they drop anything unique. Anyway, now we're going to head back to the base and then up to the sandbox. Now, there's not really anything to complete in the sandbox. It's not like we have a lab there that we have to get through. It's mostly just to check out, get some new resources, and farm some other resources that you can't get easily otherwise. Though there is also another key up there, and another treasure that goes with it, which you might be able to get. The main thing we want, though, is the antlion parts. So we can make their armor as well as the weapon that you make out of them. I mean, there's the shed right there, and there's the chair, so presumably we will find the SCA.B there. Oh, I don't have my... Oh, I do. I was gonna say, I don't have my proper sword equipped, but I forgot that I switched out the axe. I really wish they would make it so that parrying flying enemies did not knock them back. Because it just makes it, like, not worth parrying. You're better off just blocking. Because because then they're stuck there, except that took all my stamina. God damn it. You mosquitoes are a waste of my time and my durability. That over there, that new marker, that is the entryway to the upper yard. I built a staircase there just so it's easier to get up, because otherwise you have to platform on those little roots every time. Eventually, the zipline tower will go up there. The zipline tower is not done yet, but it's slowly getting taller. It is now quite a bit taller than the picnic table, but still not tall enough. It is such a miserable project, though. Like, I can only do it for, like, half an hour or 40 minutes at a time before I'm like, okay, need a break. And also, the problem is, I have to wait a couple in-game days before the grass behind my base grows back so that I can more easily harvest it. I also built a turret here next to this mixer. I wanted to try, you know, one of the mixer defenses, because we haven't done that yet. And I think we might have sufficient gear to do some of them. To use that turret, though, we're going to need to pick up a lot of rocks. So we might need to go to the quarry near my base. I don't understand why this stink bug is so aggressive. This one almost always aggroes on me when I'm walking back to my base. And again, they're not even predators. They don't want to eat you. They just want to fucking suffocate you, because they enjoy it. Alright, so now we can get rid of... Oh, I'm still not wearing my real armor. We can get rid of the lantern, the dagger.
That should keep me safe.
Flops,
Safer.
the helmet. I think that's it. And then all of the muscle sprouts. And what else? Oh yeah, the quartzite and marble. Alright. Inventory is fairly clear. We can get rid of the charm, because we don't really need that right now. And let's see, build the oven. I think I have everything else we need. I think charcoal is the only rare material. When I renovate, I'm going to have to change the arrangement of my chests. Basically, I'm going to have to make them to the left and the right and leave a big opening in the middle to put all of my main crafty stuff, because otherwise this stuff is not going to be in range. So I'm going to put the oven like here, just so it's close enough. Clay, boiling glands, and the charcoal. Should have all of that. I grabbed the wrong thing. I grabbed acid glands, didn't I? I need boiling glands, which are harder to get. Alright, now we got an oven, so we can make mushroom bricks out of mushroom slurry. We can make the Broodmother BLT. And we can make mighty globs in order to... Wait, how do we make sturdy whetstone, though? Oh, you know what? We don't even need the glob yet. But I think we got the sturdy whetstone recipe from buying that. I was going to say, to upgrade to level... Oh no, never mind. Yeah, I guess you do need globs. Holy shit, though. You need 5 globs to make that? And how many... Oh, it only uses 2. Okay, never mind. It used to use 10, which is why I was like, oh, damn. So yeah, there's no reason for us not to just make all of these into whetstones. I'm not really sure why they made an interim material like that. I guess just so you could make it out of things other than quartzite. But how do we make the thing for our armor? Do we need globs for that, or is it just... No, it's just plating. It's actually a lot cheaper to upgrade then. I'm not going to max out my koi armor, though, because we are going to replace that with the antlion armor. So... throw some of those on. Alright. Let us set our spawn point and sleep. And we should have another dream.
Alright, here they are. All tucked in with the outfits and backpacks they were snatched in. As requested, they're strapped and synced with SCA.Bs for whatever they might run into down there. You do realize the director will have our heads if he finds out we're removing company property?
Can you sleep at night with what this company's doing? We need to do something.
Is Dr. Tully even alive? The field team reported him missing months ago.
Yeah, so they do have a field team
Are prolonging the
in his
inevitable.
yard or whatever.
Wendell, wherever he is the only hope for these kids. I'll make the delivery to his yard discreetly. No one is even going to know.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Is that Beth's voice actress from fucking Rick and Morty?
The vision is complete. I now know the origin of the briefcase and how Tiny Pete came to be. Things are sort of, maybe just a little bit, making some sense.
Still not really clear, though, why they even
Knowledge
had those
is a beacon
briefcases
in the dark,
for
brave
tiny
traveler.
people. You know, just in case they ever needed to drop some tiny people somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna make some lasagna before we head up. Should top off our food, and it should give us a crit bonus. Do I want to upgrade any of my weapons right now? I don't know when we're gonna get a new bow. Like, I kind of feel like we're at the point now where we're about to get some tier 3 weapons, so I don't really want to waste my upgrade materials on any of this stuff. I'm just going to throw it in here for now, but at least we can do that. Alright. Anything else we need to do? I wish you could rotate these, by the way. They always go to the left like that. If you have a shield, you can put a shield behind them, but you can't actually switch which side they go. Whoa, we're halfway there. Now, I'm making all this silk rope because I'm pretty sure that the antlion armor requires a lot of silk. In fact, I'm going to take that with us because we might be able to craft it on the go. And I'm going to make a workbench up there as well. So, 4 sprigs and 2 sap. And I also want to make a lean-to. There's another 2 sprigs and 3 clover leaves. 3, right? No, 2. Whatever. We have enough. Because we're going to set up a little respawn base up there. Almost. And done. Okay. Eat up and get out there. I just realized that I did have a cooked aphid we could have ate instead. And held on to this until we were actually close enough, but hindsight is 20/20. The fucking shadow of that fin. So goofy. Once I do the renovation, I am going to end up making every armor set in the game, because I want to do a little gallery of armor dummies. I always do that in games like Terraria and whatever, you know, places where you can display all of the armor. I remember even back in the day from Morrowind having the mannequin mods, where they couldn't really make like a proper mannequin that is just a part of the environment. So the mannequins were basically NPCs with no AI, but sometimes they'd kind of bug out and they'd start moving. But yeah, they were basically just, you know, wooden NPCs that you could equip stuff to because it just used the regular AI equipment system. So to get up to the sandbox, we're going to go through the lab and try to remember where the hell the exit is. I'm going to grab a couple more of these. And maybe some rocks. I don't remember what we need up there. So I'll probably have to come back to the desert quite a bit to farm in order to get those respawning materials. Still gonna leave those there. Eventually I will take those, but we don't need them cluttering up our inventory right now. But yeah, specifically because this is, or was, one of the best places to grind for the elemental materials because they respawn here every day. But not in large amounts. So, if memory serves me correctly, we have to go to the A room door in order to get up to the surface. So we go through here. This should take us back to that room. Just ignore all of the ants. They're too slow to figure out they should be chasing us. And then from here, we should just have to go up here, which I guess I never went when we were doing the lab. Yeah, back here. No, this just loops around, doesn't it? Oh, there's a cracked rock here. Oh, jeez. Alright, killed everybody. Oh no, here comes another one. You goddamn fool. Anyway. What is behind here? It's just a SCA.B. A corporate issue SCA.B. Great. I mean, I've got a lot of prop bursts right now, so it's actually not that much of a waste. I just don't remember how to get to the surface. But we haven't been back here. I kind of ignored this path, I guess, so should be going the right way. Yeah, we're starting to go up. And that is the sound of an antlion. Okay, before we go out here, what do we have equipped? Definitely don't need Grassmaster. I'm going to equip Fresh Defense, which Didn't protect me much from the charcoal, but it actually should be fairly helpful here against the heat. At least until we get some real armor.
Ha-cha-cha! From the top of the crab-red rocks, Tiny Pete looked out across the endless expanse of the dunes, dotted with the husks of long-dead creatures. What treasure might await him in this sandy graveyard?
So unsurprisingly, the antlions really like killing ants. Now, there are actually two kinds of antlions here with different health. There's the roaming ones, which are weaker,
With purpose.
and there are the entrenched ones that are in their little antlion burrows. Like that.
I'm not sure if holding my hands to my face makes me see any better than with my glasses.
One of them just threw a dead ant past us. Okay, yeah, this sizzle protection is actually pretty good. That right there is their best attack. They will murder you with that. Okay, I don't remember what their weakness is, so we're gonna look that up. Antlion. I really hope it doesn't come down here and kill me while I'm doing this. Antlions are weak against slashing. Okay, so our dagger should be good. Oh no. It actually did come down here. Now, I thought probably like 100 of these things, so I actually should know their timing. But you can parry that burrow attack. Ant, please. The enemy of your enemy should be your friend for a moment. Oh no, there's another one. This is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. No, you don't. Get a good look at these gross things. So yeah, this is the antlion. It is actually technically an antlion larva, because as I mentioned in the What's Update, antlions are a flying insect. They're a flying insect that are not predatory because they actually don't eat. They get all of the nutrition they need while they're a larva like this, and then they live long enough to mate and die, which is why most people just call these antlions and not antlion larvae. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted one of these as a pet, but they don't actually exist in Canada, as far as I'm aware. They certainly don't exist in Ontario, so felt like I could just go out and find one. This one's really fucked up. He's like on the stick. They're actually pretty easy to block, though. They do a lot of damage if they hit you. But it seems like they made their burrow attack less homing. Because it used to hit you pretty much no matter where you were. Alright. So there's a research station up here, a field station, that we can use to look at these parts we're finding. Over here by the oasis. I don't think you can actually tell where the antlions are.
Desiccated by the arid desert heat, the ranger fell to his knees.
I guess you can kind of hear them burrowing, but they don't leave like a little trail the way that grubs do. Like you can just hear the sizzling sound. Yeah, they really don't like this sword. I think it's a better photo. The antlion emerges to consume. However, I'm pretty sure that antlions are not active hunters, ever. I'm pretty sure they always use a burrow. I could be wrong. I mean, again, they don't exist here, so I only know what I've read about them. We can also get rid of our sizzle by just walking in the water. I wonder where this water came from, though, because, like, most of the other ones are from a leaky sprinkler. But there doesn't seem to be any sprinkler or anything around here. Just a bunch of succulents that are going to drown with this much water. Inventory inspection. Burgle. You watch enough cartoons to know the gag. The befuddled man puts his finger through an unexpected hole in the fabric. Well, that's me today. The chests that have been jingling around in my dice bag for weeks to keep track of shrunken treasures jangle no more. Okay, so the Minotaurs and Myrmidons was actually Tully's, not his kids. Scattered to the four winds of the seven seas. Please keep an eye out. They could be anywhere. The perfect vessels for storing precious items. What a pity. So, he also lost all of his chests, and that's why we're finding them around. So Antlion poncho, wide brim, spurs, and repair glue. And the Antlion greatsword, which is a much stronger slashing weapon than our little sword here, but you can't use a shield with it. I still don't know what that footstep sound is I'm hearing. I don't recognize it, but you only ever hear it around here. Oh, so one of the other mechanics here in the desert is there is buried treasure, but you can only dig it up when it's sparkling. It's not like you can just know the spots. If they're not sparkling, you won't actually get anything. And there's a specific treasure that you can only get around 1530, which we're almost at. So if I can hurry to wherever that is, I don't exactly remember, the shovel there, we can actually get something rather annoying out of the way. Canteen.
No water filtration tablets needed.
At some point, we're going to want to fight the pit Antlions because they're actually kind of guarding an underground tunnel system. And running into the shade will really be all you need. That fresh protection is doing a lot of work here.
Taking a look.
We need to wait until 1530, and there should be a buried treasure right at the edge of this shovel. There's a hint for this that you find around here somewhere. But yeah, this one I remember being annoying because it's one of the only things in the game that you actually have to pay attention to the game time, and it's not like you can sleep to a specific part of the day. Almost. There are also just ants roaming around here. They're just asking to be eaten. I guess we just wait now. I'm pretty sure this is what you're supposed to do. It might be the wrong shovel. Or it might have to be right in the center there, not at the edge. I don't remember. I like that you can actively see the shadow crawling, though. They could have changed it as well so that it doesn't actually show up until you have the hint. But we'll wait a little longer. Well, we're about to run out of daylight. At night, there is no sizzle in the desert, so you actually can explore around here at night pretty easily. I don't know if we missed it or we just can't get it yet. You get a box of hot cha-chas here, but it's buried, so you actually have to get into the antlion tunnels to get that and grab some spicy nuggets. I like that they just throw dead ants at you. Like they have a stockpile of them down there in the pit with them. And it hurts quite a bit. So if you want to fight the ones in the pit, you pretty much want to jump in the pit with them. You can see they have way more health, though. They do that to kind of throw you out. In fact, I'm going to use a healing potion. But yeah, I had a lot of trouble with these guys when they were first added, but they're a lot easier now that I know the timing and have upgraded armor with easier parry timing. So once you kill them, their tunnel collapses and you can get underground, and some of these are connected together and some of them aren't. But
Just pretend it's beef jerky.
they all lead to little treasure rooms like this.
Let there be light!
That's not even what I wanted. I wanted the shovel. Or the hammer. Where is the hammer? Why am I not seeing my hammer? I didn't drop it, did I? Oh no, I'm in the swap mode right now, that's why. So if you hit spacebar, that is actually to swap slots. Sort my inventory. It gets messy though, because every time you equip something, it goes out of your inventory and then something else will pop up there. Ooh. Okay, these give me the same kind of frame rate problems as the milk molars. I don't know why, because these ones don't even break into separate parts. Maybe they have too many triangles in them. So that'll let us make the spicy globs. Oh, I guess we have to unlock those separately. See that sound? It's like little feetsies, but I can't tell where it's coming from. I can't break this, right? Yeah, no, Supreme. The other problem with being here is that Sizzle will drain your water pretty quickly. So you go through your canteen a lot faster than you do otherwise. Alright, well, we've actually seen most of the desert. There's really not a lot here, except the castle. And unless they've changed it, you can't actually get to the castle without building a bridge. There's no way to jump to it. Because it's surrounded by a moat. I would have assumed that his kids made this, but now I'm wondering if maybe Dr. Tully made this castle himself. Back here is another one of the treasure chests, and the key is buried in the desert. However, there's one more thing I want to find while we're here, and that is another little mini lab, little outpost. Opening this bucket? Sounds like there's science in here.
Science.
I'm holding raw science in my hands. What does it even mean?
So you can see there's really no way to get there. We basically just have to build a bridge across. But that's why there is grass in the oasis, so it should be easier to do. Also, you can hit the antlions until they're completely submerged. So you can hit them during that whole animation. Problem now is my sword is breaking. We're just killing so much that I have to fix it. But we do have all these ant parts, so fix it right now. Free up some inventory space. Ow. Fucking cacti. Even when you're tiny, you get pricked by cacti. Thirsty already.
Nice and clean.
Not even daytime and we're still losing water. Okay, is there anything else around here? I kind of want to put my respawn here, but the problem is then I have to run all the way over here. Sap and grass planks. Grass planks I can get. I don't know if we can get sap up here. I don't know if there's any sticks around. There should be one. Hose? I think I remember there being a stick here.
Move along, Ant. Move along.
Go away, ant. You're not wanted here. You're not wanted here. Well, I don't see a stick. Which is unfortunate, because that means if we want to make the antlion stuff, I have to go back to base. Actually, what do we need for that? Let's actually look at the recipe before I worry about building a workbench. Silk rope, antlion part, antlion pincer. Okay, that's easy to make. And then we need a boiling gland, so we're not making the armor while we're here. But I'm probably gonna have to kill a few more antlions off camera to get enough parts. And then we'll have our first tier 3 armor. There is also a wolf spider back here. I don't know if he's guarding anything worthwhile.
Taking a look.
Looks like no. Also, I don't know why he's not out now that it's night. Okay, so before we wrap up here, oh, here's a stick. I knew there was a stick. It was the one that the antlion was stuck on. Before we wrap up here, I want to grab that lab spot, which is in the middle. As long as you're moving, they can't really hit you with that ant. Yeah, right here.
It kind of looks like a popsicle. I get the feeling it's not refreshing, though.
What, the spicy fucking candy? And I guess it's another Burgle chip. I don't remember what that one is, honestly. Okay, here's our hint. There's the castle, there's King Burgle. I guess Burgle was the one that hid the treasure chest then? So the key has to be in the shadow of the shovel when it is pointing 90 degrees away from the, or 45 degrees away from the angle it's standing. So that's your hint that that's where the key is. Mint arrows. Candy cornlet. So I think these only spawn in October. I think that was their, like, kind of Halloween event, as you'd find those candy cornlets. Oh, boy. Yeah, he's not looking great by this point.
I cannot bear to look upon myself any longer. I've become a monster. Inhuman, less than the insects that are my only companions now. I've become old, well before my years. A shrunken husk of a man, a walking corpse like Lurk and Shriek, doomed to the executioner's axe. Trudy was right all along, as she always is. And what remains? I'm a failure as a scientist, as a husband, and as a father. I have no choice but to remain here, living exiled in the backyard. I have diverted my remaining strength and will into finding a cure for this malady, this raisinification, if you will. It is my only hope now. All other research initiatives must be placed on hold, or it will be too late. It may already be too late. It is only fitting that I am so small, tiny, minuscule, just like my legacy.
All right. So we're going to wrap up here, now that we've taken a little quick look around the desert and got our key down from the bottom of the pond. So next time, I think we will probably be heading into the upper yard. Maybe grab a few things around here, but otherwise, we're going to head up in the upper yard and make our first kind of stab at fighting tougher stuff. But until then, you folks all take care.